Hi guys, the Adventurous Allotment here on my allotment, and this video is the update on the ornamental side of things on the allotment. So I've done the fruit in the last video, all very well. So now I'm going to cover the ornamental, which is this bed and along this line here. So as you're looking at the red cordyline, pretty much main staple of this a backbone, the sort of thing that doesn't really get noticed, but it's there to provide sort of a backbone to all this, hardy backbone to all this. Now if I move down, you can see at the back of it I've got lilies returning there through the foliage of the cordyline. Fuchsia Procumbens returning from the ground straight ahead there, so that will provide some nice flowering. That should be flowering soon actually. I've got this Fuchsia Procumbens, which sort of is like a fruit come ornamental plant. Further down I've got this Leviston chinensis, we think. The only problem with this plant is it would appear to be diseased, and also possibly it's not happy, so I may have to consider either digging this up and putting it in a pot or getting rid of it. I can't stay in the ground because it's not really doing anything useful in the ground. It's struggling, it's not really taken root. No, it has actually taken root, but it's not really performing, so I'll have to see how it performs this next year and maybe the year after and see what happens. Behind this is the bananas. They're leafing out nicely, as you can see. Ahead, loads of new leaves. Sorry. If I go around the other side, we've got one of our endemic species from Madeira and the Canary Islands. This is Sonchus fruticosus. Very nice. Kept its stems this year. Yeah, you probably can't see so well. Yeah, you can see the stem it kept. That's quite difficult apparently to keep the stem after it's so long, because they become very frost tender. But it's looking really healthy. This is basically a giant dandelion on a stick, basically is what they call it. But it's looking really healthy, and I think this year there's a chance it might flower. But it's sending up stems, and this could put on like maybe a meter of growth this year if we're lucky, and it could be my height. Yeah, we'll see, but it's looking healthy either way. Next to it, of course, is this absolutely fantastic specimen you can see ahead of me. It is the biennial, but could live for however many years it does till it flowers. It's an open sort of thing. Then it's not a biennial every year. It might not be a biennial in some cases, but this one's flowered within 2 years, so it has strictly become a biennial. It will die after this, but look at those magnificent flowers. Absolutely fantastic, and they're of course related to angelica and carrot and parsnip and that family. And you can see how ornamental the flowers are. They look a bit like hogweed flowers or that sort of wild carrot flowers, but they're so much bigger. In fact, if I put my hand next to one of them, they're like the size, they're bigger than my hand in some cases, and they can get a lot bigger than that. This plant is quite small. In the wild, where they come from, these flowers can reach meters, like a meter across. It's crazy. This is a small plant. If it was to grow, it would grow in higher areas. It tends to grow bigger because in the flowering. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if the flowering takes longer, the plant will get bigger, and it doesn't matter about the situation. The plant has stayed small, and then the flowers flowered quite early in comparison, so this is quite a small plant. And of course the trunk is still there. We like that trunk. It's a really ornamental plant, and I'll have loads of seeds for this, but if you can get hold of the seeds for this, I recommend growing it somewhere in your garden. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that's I've said Melanosolinum decipiens in the past. It seems it's been now categorized into Daucus decipiens. Daucus being, of course, the carrot family. So Daucus carota is the common carrot that people grow. This is Daucus decipiens. So this is basically a giant carrot that we're looking at here. Next one is the palms, the Trachycarpus fortunae, which is very dependable. I tend not to cover that much, but it's doing well. The Tetrapanax papyrifera, the rice paper plant, is now growing quite big leaves. Look at it, it's quite huge. There's my hand, there's the leaf. It's going to grow a lot bigger than that this year. I'll keep you updated on that. Down there we have, on the left, we have Fascicularia Bicolor. That's that Chilean bromeliad. That's okay, that's right there. It's going to get swamped though by this returning Brugmansia Sanguinea, which is really doing well, as you can see. Now, to tell you a bit of a story about this, I suppose, I did say in the winter that we had stems and they'd survived, and they had survived, but they started like kind of dying down as we went into spring, so I don't think it would have been necessarily any benefit to keep them on, so just cut them back, and now we've got new growth. So this is going to once again reach probably about chest height this summer, depending on how warm. But these guys like cool weather, so they'll be fine either way. Anyway, there's a lily there. We've got a hosta behind there, which is not very interesting for exotic plant fans, but some people like them. And then under here, of course, is the Solanum pseudocapsicum, which has this is the Jerusalem cherry, which has survived for its third year in the ground underneath this plant here, which has been protecting it. This giant carrot thing that I was talking about just before, and I think it's going to start flowering soon. Well, it's quite cool to see that surviving. It's just, but the birds like the berries, and the birds keep on nicking the berries, so you can never get a good winter. Like display off the berries, because the birds keep taking them. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. So that's that. That's the border there. A pan around. It's coming on nicely. I think you'll agree. Getting maturing nicely now. If I come over here, we've got this. This is the replanted Coria Schlechtaliana. I always struggle with this name. Anyway, it's coming nicely. It's growing new foliage, so the flowers should follow that in a month or two. This bed needs weeding, of course. Got some lantana plant there. It's coming back. Interesting here as well. I've got this Physalis peruviana, which I will be using to eat fruit. These are very tasty. I love these. So I had to plant it here really to so I could get some fruit off it, and hopefully these will grow big. I'll have to stake these, I think, as well. But yeah. Other than that, just a load of bedding to make it look nice. Yeah. And then if we go along, I've got the magnificent Euphorbia Mellifera here, and it is filling the air with a heady scent. This is like a peanut butter scent. It's honey, actually, honey scent, I would say. And it's looking really magnificent. I've been following, actually, just as a side note, I've been following the giant Madeiran parsley or carrot, that big giant Dorcas over there, and this one, because they're both endemic plants of Madeira and Macaronesia. I've been following them to see what pollinates them, because it's really interesting. And it seems to be pollinated by flies. Certainly that one over there is pollinated by green bottle flies. Yeah. And this one seems to be pollinated by tiny flies and also wasps, funnily enough. But anyway, that's and the one at the back there, they're the Euphorbias, and they're very healthy, and they're getting big now. They're must be about 6'4" now, 6'5". They're quite big. They're getting on for like 7 footish anyway. But yeah, here is the one that I covered last year. This is the one in the pot. This one's getting big as well. This is if I can remember, the San Fernandez cabbage tree, or Crusoe Island cabbage tree, Robinson Crusoe Island cabbage tree. I forget, Dendroceros littoralis, that's the one. I always forget these names. That's that one there, which is growing nicely. I bought this out after it was getting eaten alive in the house, but it's really seems to be a lot happier here. And it's got to a nice size. Maybe that will flower this year. We'll see. And then if I come round, you can see over there is the smaller Dendroceras littoralis, which was left out all winter. Came through it no problem, and it's looking healthy and it's growing new leaves, and it's trying to grow this way because it wants some light. That's cool. Yeah, so that's that part. I want to now just quickly go over here to this one, and here we've got the Apontia. Needs a bit of a weed this bed, I know, but you've got the Apontia cactus there, which came through the winter without any problems. Unfortunately, the Lantana doesn't look like it's made it. It did survive right up to spring, but for some reason it died. There's no life in it anymore, so I'm gonna have to take that out and bin it. Other than that, the olive's growing back now. The olive's growing back. This is just ornamental. It's never going to produce fruit for me because we just don't have the light levels in this. Anyway, that concludes my look at the ornamental parts of the allotment. I'll just walk back here and sort of get a wider view of everything. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that update on my ornamental part of my allotment. And thanks for watching. Please like my video, I'd be very grateful. Please subscribe and leave a comment if you wish as well. It'd be nice to hear from you, and I'll be back with another video. In fact, I might later on in a few days I might do an update on my greenhouse as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.